What are you weigh?
We're back.
No.
We're back. Here we are, three guys, many games. We're back at Hofstra. Here with Vince Sombrato. I'm Steve Sombrato, and we have Rob Smalley, and we're gonna have Mr. Hollywood, Jim Metzger, jumping in with us.
I love you, Steven. That's a good introduction, but can you get my name right, please?
Mr. Chaminade.
AKA Mr. Chaminade.
And there is a lot to talk about. And we've seen a lot of Chaminade guys today. Today we're at the Metzger Cup. We're watching a few games of the young guys up to high school players. Going into 12th grade, the Suffolk edged out Nassau, and in the ninth grade going into 10th grade, Suffolk dominated. So we're at the Metzger Cup. Let me just show you what I got here for all those.
Another one of Jim's causes for a number of years is you could.
Don't know if we got cut off there, but Three Guys Many Games is back. We've been on hiatus a little bit. We're out at Hofstra at the Metzger Cup. Jim Metzger hosts what is the replacement for the old Empire State Games. I'm Steve Sombrato. I'm here with Vince Sombrato and Mr. Chaminade, Rob Smalley. You like Mr. Chaminade, or you like from being from Levittown? What's the
Mr.
proper?
Chaminade now, all about Chaminade now.
All about Chaminade now.
And yeah, in dedication to my dad, who graduated in 1949, and his brother in 1947. So I'm living the Chaminade way.
So one of the things I want to show everyone is this Metzger Cup. Now, Vin, what's the story with this? So
The Metzger Cup, as you said before, the Nassau used to play Suffolk in a game of 50, and from that game, the Empire team was picked to represent Long Island. So,
all right, Smalls, get back to what you were saying about the skinny on playing all year round versus.
Well, you get burnt out. First of all, you're playing all year round, and as soon as the college and lacrosse stops for high school, college, the kids are right back in the club. And now, all due respect, I love all the owners for clubs. They got to make their money, and it's great, but it is killing the kid. You take yesterday, 97 degrees, 98 rather. You got 12-year-old kids were passing out, puking on the field. I mean, they got a helmet on. The field is 110. Then you put a helmet. It's 120 degrees for a kid. I mean, I don't want to talk about child abuse because
all right, take it.
it's a thin line.
What do you mean it wasn't hot? It wasn't hot 15 years ago when we were playing for some
guys. You listen. Don't come in defending it. All you guys that are listening to me, I don't want.
It's hot for both teams.
I don't want any defense, anything. What moron from the coach? Listen to me. I love all the coaches and the parents. First of all, I love them all. But at some time, you got to be told you're a bunch of morons. All right? And I love you all.
Oh, he's getting very aggressive.
No, I'm not getting aggressive. I love the coaches. They do everything they do. But come on.
Oh, he was there watching.
Right, exactly.
He was there watching.
120 degrees. Guys are getting sick. They had to run back to their cars. The cars were running for 3 hours with the air conditioning on, running back to the cars. Guys are hurt themselves. Once in a while, you just got to say 98 degrees.
No, that's unusual.
You can't let it.
That day was an exception to the rule. Come on, that's not typical of what goes on in tournaments.
It does happen more than
it was extreme weather. It was crazy weather. It was 100 degrees. That happens. They have to make a call. You got people who travel in for these things. They don't know what the weather's going to be the next day, even though they
can't play in that weather. 12-year-old.
Well, they could. Then they got
no food.
Then they got a choice either to pull their kid or pull the team or not. They decided to play. I understand. I hear your point, but it's the nature of the beast today. I would.
You sound like every other.
I would just
every other jock out there.
Well, I mean,
at what cost?
You play. Ahmed would say to win the game.
You play to win the game
because you want to play. If you didn't want to play, or your parents, I got no problem with if a parent said you thought it was too hot.
Hold on a second, Vince. 1 second here. I got to say something nice. I got a sighting here. There's a bunch of college coaches.
Okay, who do we got?
Am I pronouncing it right? My dear friend Joe Alberici. Did I pronounce that correctly?
Yeah, that was pretty good. Really pretty good.
I gave him a bag of pretzels and a nice water, but he's the best.
All right.
And then there's another sighting. Is that the Duke coach over there?
Yeah, I think John Donowski.
Mike not Murphy. What do we have over there?
Is John Donowski over there?
Oh, John Donowski and his son.
I don't know if that's
his son. Sit next to him.
You got some eyes. If you
I can see. John Donowski and his son. What?
You need binoculars.
Yeah.
Open your eyes, Vince. But anyway, we got a lot of college coaches, D1 coaches, and it's just a great day. It's a lot cooler here today. About 20 degrees cooler. It's about 84 degrees, little wind whipping up, right? So yes, they're still going strong.
So there's some news in college. Let's see what you guys weigh in. Coach Murphy, who'd been at Penn for a number of years, he's out at Penn. They'll be looking for a new guy. Smalls, did you get an application in?
Well, first of all, what is an application for? You actually have to fill out. Do people fill out applications? How do you do
I'm
it?
sure.
How do you get a college coaching job?
I'm sure they put in. You
do you go online, or do you go on those?
You reach out and contact the athletic department, I assume.
I think it starts with you have to have had at least coached one time somewhere. But I don't know. I mean, if you had an interest, I'm sure you contact the athletic director or somebody at the school.
That might not be a place for you. I saw some things online. They were calling that woman like the Black Widow. She took out our friend Vetramala at Hopkins and took Murphy out at Penn. So she's got a hit list apparently. This woman, whoever that president.
I'd like to hire her.
I don't know, but I like the way Murphy coached.
I did too. I thought he did a great job.
He never shied away from playing any team. He had one of the toughest schedules year in and year out. He traveled down south. He didn't care who he played.
Yeah.
He's a great guy.
Very good coach.
I met him down at a nice story. I'm sorry, Stephen, for talking over you, but I met him down at North Carolina for the North Carolina Duke football game. He came in and he was talking to Joe Bresci, and I had met him there. And the same time he came in, Joe Alberici came in. So they went down there. They were watching football, and it was just a great time meeting him. I thought he was a really nice person, and like that.
You can't look at that and say results. I mean, he had good results. So the last year, was it the best year? Probably not. But you're not going to have great years every year. You're going to have a little bit of up and down along the way. But for his time there, they were pretty successful. I
thought they were very good. We don't know the story behind it, but
I mean, you don't get much better than going to UPenn as a kid. Going to UPenn, you got that top degree. Like Vinny loves those degrees, those big. What do you call them? The ivy bushes.
It's a nice Ivy League.
And you get a nice degree out of there.
A lot of those kids who played for him, went to Wharton. They're successful business guys. It was a good opportunity. I mean, like I said, I thought he did a great job, and sorry to see him go. I hope he finds, if he wants to continue coaching, maybe he does. Maybe.
I think he's going to land a very, very big job, in my opinion, within the next 2 years.
Yeah, depends what.
What's funny is you never see, maybe you will get the reason, down the line, maybe you won't get the reason. But one thing about lacrosse, which is evolving and changing based on the growth, I think, of the game and not how it is now, is used to be a guy got a job and he stayed there till he retired, essentially. As long as there wasn't some outrageous scandal, a guy wasn't getting fired for results, or things like of that nature. It was just more.
That's a good point.
Now you're seeing guys actually get pushed out for results.
Yeah,
that's something different now.
You're getting guys pushed out for results, but you're also getting guys leaving to get a better job.
That's
more money.
Well, that always happens.
They're starting to pay a little bit more money over the last 10 years or whatever like that. So
I remember we were talking because our dear friend Pat McCabe, we were talking about this not that long ago, and he had brought up Chris Colbeck, who coached at Hofstra at one time and coached at many schools, Loyola and Virginia. They used to say like he was on a destined tour to be some head coach. You would have thought for sure.
That's a guy should have been a head coach. He was a great coach.
Yeah.
And he just chose to go a different direction at that point. But my point was that he would even be like, sometimes they stay an assistant because they didn't want to necessarily take that job because they figure if they take that job, that's the one they're going to be at for 20 years. And they would, but now is more guys all out. bopping around.
You have so many
In
good coaches,
situations.
young coaches today in the game that were players. Gary Gate, look at all these guys. He's coaching Syracuse now. You got all these other guys. Even Spallina on the women's side, he's a great coach. You got these guys, amazing. You may never see this ever again. You had so many great players, and you got great coaches now all over the country. Joe Alberici, look at these guys. Really are good coaches.
Wow.
The game is evolving.
You've pronounced his name 4 times in a row the same way incorrectly. That's a record in itself.
Hold on, my name used to be Bobby Two Tone. I say everything twice.
Right.
Well, I think that, I think there are a lot of very good coaches right now, but it's a different game the way they have to coach it. They got more assistants.
Well, Sam will do
They
it.
got more. They got more. Money behind it. I guess.
Yeah.
In a lot of schools, but
these guys are making in the millions.
You're talking about coaches. There were the Richie Morans, the Henry Ciccaronis, the Buddy Beardmores. These guys are legendary coaches. These guys are as good as any coach or better than anybody out there today. These guys knew what they were doing. They knew how to coach. Coaching's always been there. The game changes, but there's more schools. So you could argue, because there's more schools, talent is spread out, or there's less, you don't have as many top coaches. But if you go back, with the Bill Tierney's, these are the older guys. That's been there.
Now they're making a little bit better living, which is nice to see. Because
Yeah.
they got to run around all over the country trying to recruit these kids. And I don't want to say it.
What I'm saying is that I'm making the point that back in the day, they couldn't really get fired unless it was a really bad situation. Now you can get fired. It's
Back
different.
in the day, they would be drinking with the kids on a victory, or something like that.
Tommy Postel buying us beer on the rides back from Penn State wouldn't happen anymore. I would say that.
And smoking cigarettes on the bus. He burnt a hole in my jacket.
Well, I don't think they would have stopped him doing that. They
He
definitely
flicked a cigarette out and came right in the window and burnt my jacket. My fur jacket, my only jacket.
And he also, not to get a little great, they say, he also say there was a cardinal rule on the bus, Postel would say. Well, I just say, small, the cardinal rule on the bus.
Yeah.
You know what it is?
No, what is it?
You never take a number 2 on the bus.
Oh, it is.
That was outlawed.
It happened before.
Postel would outlaw it. He wouldn't let you do it. No chance.
No, you don't remember the story. The guys didn't come back
You guys get into some things. How'd I end up on this show?
The guys didn't come back to the bus one time.
This guy with number 2s. This guy's got kids puking. I'm here in the middle, just trying to talk a little bit about lacrosse, talk about coaches. These guys are all over.
There he is. Hollywood, come and join us.
Save me, please.
Wow, the great Jim Metzger. Here he is.
We're having some discussion.
Well, Jim is a Suffolk County guy. So he likes what he's seeing today. They already got 2 in the bank, and this one they're up 8-4 right now.
Yeah,
When you see it come back,
Suffolk County is good.
Yeah, they are.
I'm surprised.
So we're talking about the coaching carousels in college, and how it's different from back in the day where coaches would basically spend a lifetime at one place, and now it's a little bit different.
Yeah, well, the sport has grown in popularity, and I think that they pay the coaches more money. I think our coach at Hofstra made $2,000 a year for coaching the lacrosse team. That's where's the camera there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's part of it. I mean, I don't know if it's disclosed, but who was probably? I'm assuming Bill Tierney was one of the highest paid coaches.
Yeah, back then, yeah.
No,
I think when he made the move to Denver, I think they gave him a big package, I'm sure.
Yeah.
To make that move. Yeah.
And coaches do pretty well, at many schools today.
There's different, there's I'm not looking to count anybody's pocket, but somebody he loves knowing that.
By the way, you're supposed to be watching the game.
Yeah, I
keeping an eye on the game. You can multitask.
I can do both. But some of these guys who coach at maybe state schools and stuff like that, they got different things,
Budgets.
Well, and they also get like maybe a state pension. They can get a pension. It became a real thing. Guys could make money today, and now also as part of the package for some of these guys, the school allows them to use the facilities to run camps and do things like that.
Right.
So it's a real job now. There's no question about it. And deservingly so. They get paid what they get paid because this is really
Some of the players
past
are
the
getting paid.
full-time job. Right, that's true.
It's all year long now.
Oh, with the NIL.
You know,
Yeah.
the issue about lacrosse, as much as we all love it, it's not a revenue generating sport.
Right.
It's basically just a drain on these universities.
Right.
And you rely on people like yourself who've given money, former players, people who love the university, whatever. They rely so much on that. These schools are not just going to keep spending money on something that people don't come and watch, you know.
Right.
So, I mean, you know, we have these conversations on other shows. You know, you watch one of the top games and maybe you'll get, maybe up in the dome, you'll get a big crowd. It's indoor up in Syracuse. But for the most part, in these seasonal games, how many people could you figure they're averaging? 1,500, 2,000 people?
That aspect of the game is disappointing.
Because, you know, people know, because, you know,
In
got it on
1980,
TV.
we had 4,000 for one game.
One
We had
game, that was the
3,000.
most we ever
Well,
played.
we had WNL, I think we had 4,000. And North Carolina State in the evening, I think we had 3,000.
Oh, that was a big game.
No, I think we had
Did
more
that-
in the state game because Cockerton was.
Yeah, he was going to break the record.
Yeah, that was a big night.
They didn't have as much, kids didn't have as much to do.
That was a nice shot.
That was a nice shot.
That was a really
scored?
nice shot.
Number 7.
But
I mean, now we have pro games here or big college games, and we don't get much of a draw. The young kids are have a lot of activities, and it's sad. I think that
And the parents who have to bring them most likely to the game, at least some parents who were driving, they're exhausted. Their kid played 5 games that day at a tournament. Now you're going to come at night to see it.
they don't have any time off to do anything.
Well, now they're not even coming. The Pro League's not even coming here this year. We got skipped.
Island,
PLL skipped us.
They did.
No, they're not.
Now, why is that?
I don't know.
They didn't draw.
I mean, well, I thought the semis was a
the other
good thing.
places are much better in drawing.
Wow.
They're
Philly,
moving things around. They just made a deal. That's other big news. They just made a deal with ESPN.
Yeah.
Got another 5 years, and they're part of the ownership
ESPN
of the leagues.
to the ownership, so that'll keep them interested and involved. Oh, look, I think it's a nice
did
opportunity.
they actually give him money or they gave him time on the slot?
Well, I don't know. I don't know
Deal.
the specifics, but anytime you're hooked up with a group like ESPN, I think that's a pretty good thing.
Sure.
You got to think that that's got to be, listen, I'm curious about the viewership, but they do have all the games. The Pro League games are all on. They're fun to watch. They're talking about moving the season. Let me ask you this. They're talking about moving the PLL season out of, maybe they didn't say exactly, but I actually think it's at the perfect time. At least watching it wise, it's in the summer. You got the weekends.
They don't have to
Friday
compete
game.
with the college game.
Right.
And I get excited to watch the games. I like to.
It's something.
Speaking of the PLL, so I'm bringing it up now because Jim's here. Uncle Jim, nephew Rob Pennell, want to give him a shout out for breaking the all-time assist record this past weekend. Tell us how you felt about watching that, Hollywood.
Oh, it was a thrill. I mean, Brian Boyle, commentator, a former, National Lacrosse Hall of Famer, and incredible resume. Has been talking about it for a while. So I think Rob was happy to finally get it done. He was tired of talking about it. I think he was even more tired about talking about his shooting streak, which wasn't positive. But he fixed that with 2 goals. But no, it was a big thrill. Rob had 2 and 3, and broke the all-time record. So anytime you're sitting atop of any professional sports record, that's pretty special. And certainly Vinny, I got Vinny involved in his recruiting process because he was a late bloomer. He went from good to great his junior to senior year, and Vinny saw him play and really helped out in a big way. So I know Vinny's very proud of him too. We like the fact that Rob, like Vinny, is playing late into his career. He's 35. Vinny played till he was 55. But no, Vinny was still.
One year,
playing. I think 38. You were still playing at a very high level. But no, so yeah. Again, congratulations to Rob and.
But it seems to have gone by so quickly. I said I texted Rob after, it's like 1 minute we're watching him.
That's a great
in a
play.
playoff game somewhere at Suffolk. The first time I saw him.
Right.
Myself,
yes,
that seems like yesterday.
I know.
It just like in a blink of an eye, he went from Deerfield, Cornell to his pro career, US 18s, the whole bit.
Right.
Here he is. It's amazing, and I really appreciate how he's looked to perfect his craft, so to speak.
Yes.
You know, he never he's still learning in some ways, and he's adapting his game. He adapts to different teammates as he's gotten older. He's had to change that up a little bit. And he's hitting his stride now. He broke out last game, like you said. This game is funny. Sometimes, depending on the kind of teams you're on, you don't get the same opportunities, or you don't have the same chemistry with a guy knowing where to move when you move to a certain spot. And he's really only played for 4 teams in his career. I'm talking about
And
Lizards.
and that really probably would be two, except that between COVID and
Yeah,
and he had a contract with the MLL,
Right.
so
right.
he was a holdover. But yeah, he's
But I
he
mean, he
hasn't moved
played
around.
in the pro league. He played Lizards
Californian Lizards, that was
and now this team.
right.
Yeah, so he did have consistency with that and
Right.
longevity with most teams, which is a good thing too. But yeah, we were very proud. Stephen was telling you earlier today when he came play with us in summer league after he finished his first year in college, and Stephen said, "Boy, this kid is unguardable."
Yeah.
Right, Stephen?
Yeah, I mean, and I'm happy. Yes, it came before many of his record assists for the accumulation, but at least as a player, I got to say that I was on the winning end of some of Rob Pennell's passes for the Whitmore group. So I had that thrill, being able to say that he threw me some passes that I finished on.
I still remember, Stephen, as we discussed earlier today, I remember when you told me, you made that comment about him. I can remember 50 years ago what we did, but I forgot an hour ago what you told me. But I do remember you saying that he could play now or.
No, I said at the time after one game, I felt like he was as good as anybody I played with. I said, this guy, he sees the field. And the thing, Vin, like you just said, like he gets better or he's learning. What you learn is you can tell a guy who really knows the game by how long they ultimately play. Because to play for 15, 18 years, you have to adjust your game because you just can't do the same things all the time. So when you see a great player out in 5 years, it's maybe he was a great player, but he can't adapt to the other things you need to do to stay in the game.
Yeah.
Whereas a guy who can continually adapt and figure out how to be an asset to a team just keeps going. Yeah, he knows it. That's right.
Small stresses that.
Had
point.
Vinny
He's a
had Vinny
fitness
done
guy.
that back then,
Smalls is the fit.
he would have had 16 inch jumps.
Manny was in shape, but no, Rob. Yeah, Rob has a great diet, and
His discipline was what got him
oh yeah,
the last one. Now,
That's the only way
because
to
at
do
this
it.
stage, it's incredible what he's doing.
yeah.
I mean, it's not normal. And the kid still has the zest to go out there.
Well, and it's not normal to play that position, which he still plays.
Oh.
He plays a little off ball now, but he's what we call X. We called it behind. But he it requires the ball in his stick, so he's playing against these large, powerful, talented defense.
He's realizing rather than have the ball and have to do things, maybe get beat on and have to use the quickness that maybe he doesn't have as much. He can let other guys carry that weight and get him the ball, and then he's going to be able to make the right decisions to get those assists. And that's the kind of guy you want on the field. If you get a defense moving and you throw a ball to Rob Pennell, he's going to make the right decision
Absolutely.
most of the time. And that's when you're going to really start racking up those numbers.
Right.
Yeah. Well, he definitely racked them up in both college and pros and representing the U.S. team. So, it's been fun to watch, just.
We'll have to, like the Brett Favre or Aaron Rodgers watch, we're going to have to keep an eye. Is he going to keep going? Is the question.
Well,
Will he keep going?
Metzger can pull the plug at any time. But the only guy that has the power is Jim Metzger. Get Vinny. If he pulls the plug, he's like the rabbi. I call him the rabbi. He's the best. He pulls the plug, it's over.
No, I
They
think,
won
I,
one.
I think he's got another year in him, and I think he's at 297 now. So he's had three consecutive games, 3 assists a game. So if he has 3 more, his next game, which is not for a while, because it's the All-Star break.
Right.
But that would be 300. So then he'd become the first player to have 300 goals and 300 assists.
Yeah.
And if they can put it together and Maryland can maybe pull off this, championship,
Yeah.
then he could have won the PLL, the MLL. He'll have a number of the world championship.
We should
Should have won the national championship. That crazy game. He could have had each of those locked down too.
Absolutely.
Vinny, do you want him to catch your title? I mean, you got 4 World Cups. Here he is up and coming.
Well, 4 world teams, 4 gold medals.
That's
Just
4
for
gold
the-
medals.
just for them. You think you're confusing soccer and
That's true. I knew you were paying attention.
I'm not sure I'm paying attention. I'm trying to watch the game. Vinny and I are supposed to be giving out the MVP.
Yeah, they're actually
But
giving
we'll
awards.
rely on the coach. Who's the coach for Suffolk? You know, it looks like Suffolk's.
Yeah,
No offense to Nassau, but
Nassau's taking a beating today. This is like after the first game.
who was the
this has been-
coach? Vin,
I'm
on
not sure.
Suffolk? You know?
I had the papers here, Stephen. Didn't I bring the program in?
No, you have the program.
Got it over there? All the way over here, Vinny?
No, that's not it. I don't
But-
have it. Yeah.
All right, guys. So I'll let you guys
But
do your thing. You got what do you
yeah,
got on your agenda?
thank you for stopping.
Yeah,
in.
my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
We're just
We're just
Taking it
enjoying the day. You know, this is what we let the people know. They want the insights. They don't know those stories.
4 million. 4 million.
yeah.
We got a lot of viewings.
Yeah, remember to follow. Make sure you follow so you get the latest
Thank you, Jim.
episodes.
Thank you, man. We'll be back.
Can Maryland pull off that championship, Vin? What do you think?
Can Maryland in the PLL?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think they got as good a chance as anybody. There's so much talent, hot goalie, a lot of things can happen. Got to be injuries. I hate to always say it, but injury to a key guy here or there it really screws
The
you up.
only guy who's down in the PLL is Smalling.
Yeah, all of a sudden you went cold with pick. I don't understand.
You're in last place. Last place.
I'm always impressed.
And by the way, the fans are down also, so you better get your act
Yeah.
together too.
Steven
Get
just
on-
past me.
Get on those stories. I'm in first place.
I just 20. Let me see. I was 284. I'm down to 259.
Oh, that can't be true. Come on.
Yeah, they're laughing.
That can't be
Okay, I
true.
like when
That
people
can't
laugh.
be true.
I
We
always
inspire them with our laughter.
no. I always look for the guy that's humble. You very rarely find a guy
very humble.
that's humble. You know what I'm
He-
saying?
he's so humble. He's already told. I don't know what he can't do. He asked before about coaching division. He asked that for a reason.
Right.
He's ready to put an application.
Get it
He
in.
wants a coach.
Well, he should. Let's pick some games. Let's pull up some of the games this week. You have the I sent it to you.
I'll give it to you.
The 4 games for PLL this week.
You have first game.
And I'll pick first since I'm in the lead.
Outlaws are getting a goal and a half against the Redwoods.
I'll go with the Outlaws.
I'm gonna go with the Outlaws too.
You guys are both going with.
Can we do something this week? Let me pick the 3 games since I'm so low, and I can't pick a game. And whatever I pick, you guys got to go with the opposite.
No, I'm not gonna go. I'm gonna pick who I think's gonna win. What do you mean?
Because then you copy.
Let me go first. I'm not gonna copy. If you
Well, you both said Outlaws,
Outlaws,
right?
yeah. Of that first game.
Come on, Vinny. Go for another hamburger.
I got these 1-goal games. I got to take the Outlaws because I think that this could be a 1-goal.
By the way, to the fans out
I
there,
think, by the way, I think the Outlaws, I think the thing we're seeing now is Bernhardt's turn a corner.
Yeah.
Like I said it from the first game. He looks like he's going at a different
Didn't
speed.
take him long to
And
get
now
back.
it's like, okay,
wait, now I'm confused. Which Bernhard are we
The
talking about?
one that was when it played football.
The coach or the one that
No,
plays
one
football?
that went to play football.
Talk to his full name when you say the name.
Jared Bernhardt.
Jared Bernhard, who played for Maryland, is in the pro league now. He's
And
came back.
won the award. Say the
He won
award.
the Waterton. I can't say it. Hey, look,
That's what,
Waterton.
yes, he did.
He's a 2-time to Waterton, is he right?
No, he didn't win twice.
I thought.
No,
No?
he didn't win twice.
So Jared Bernhard is now
I think
playing.
the only guy to win twice. Did Thompson win
Yeah,
twice?
Thompson, they split it. He split it once and won it.
Right.
So it's
And
considered.
then what about Mikey Powell? Did he win twice?
Mikey Powell
He won twice. He might have won.
Mike won twice?
Yes.
Over his brother?
His brothers weren't in school.
They were out.
So anyway, we're talking about
Bernhard.
Jared-
We're picking the game.
Yeah.
All right.
So I think that Outlaws team. I don't know. You're going Outlaws too. Okay.
Yeah.
Give me the next game.
Just so
Okay.
everybody knows out there who's listening to us, who needs to get a grip on things, most of the PLL games are 1.5 goals. and it's very difficult to pick the games.
Yeah, except there was 1.5 goals and the team won 20-6.
No, that's
So
that
it
happens.
happens.
They're a game.
No, of course there are, but it's hard to pick.
This
All right, the next game is the Utah Archers
okay.
are getting the +1.5 versus Atlas.
Well, I gotta go Atlas.
You want to go first, or you want me to? Since I'm in the lead.
Oh, so this way you get
Go
the ahead.
This is a tough one. I would say, man, I'm gonna take the Archers get back on track.
I'm going Atlas. It's a comeback.
You know, I'm going to go Atlas too. I think Archers is struggling to score. You know, they didn't they just completely go cold for like how many minutes at the end of that game? You know, I think they're struggling to score. I think Atlas got their game together this past week.
Yeah, Atlas scares me, but I'm going Archers.
I'm going to go Atlas.
Okay, so you two went Atlas for the
Third game is
third game.
Water Dogs are -1.5 over the Redwoods. So the Redwoods would be playing. That's their
Second game. So this is in California, obviously. They're in California.
Yeah.
Oof.
Want me to go?
No, I'm going to take the Water Dogs. I'm taking the Water Dogs.
Steven takes the Water Dogs.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the underdog because I see that could be a 1-goal game.
What's my choice here?
Water Dogs -1.5 Redwoods.
Definitely Water Dogs this week.
Okay.
Water
All right.
Dogs. All right.
And then there's the last.
Boston Cannons are -2.5 with Chaos.
Oh, I love Boston.
Boston Cannons. Oh, they said, see, that's like a slap in your face.
What?
That they win 2.5. When everything is 1.5 and they went to 2.5, that's the odds telling Chaos we're not feeling you right now. That definitely is that.
What Steven's saying for the fans, it's a little disrespect because most the games, the spreads are 1.5. This is a 2.5 spread here on this Boston game. I mean, so
I'm picking Chaos. I want to pick Chaos.
Boston versus Chaos.
Roy's got to come through for me and come up with a game plan and get these guys going. And they can't rely on Blaze Reardon to make 77 saves. He's not the water boy. I mean, if they're going to rely on that all the time, they're going to have problems.
Who's the high scorer in the league anyway? Who's the highest? Is that kid
That's a
still
big
back?
question.
That Canadian kid?
No, he's not leading right now.
You're saying T?
T?
Yeah, I don't think he's not on the pace he was last year.
Couple Sowers, I think, is leading the league.
Yeah.
Sowers is leading the PLL.
I think he is. You know, you got to some teams.
5'5", 171
Some
pounds.
teams,
But he's a rocket.
He's 171. He's 155.
I would say he's probably closer to 155.
This kid is 155 pounds. He's what a kid, man.
And he's a rocket.
Who picked?
I picked.
Who'd you pick?
I picked Chaos.
I picked the other team.
So I'm doing Cannon?
Cannons, yeah.
Yeah,
Boston
I'm going to
Cannons.
go Cannons.
Wow.
I gotta go Cannons.
No, we little faith. What's the problem with Chaos? Give me the problem with
I
Chaos that you see.
think they're having a hard time. Their offense goes completely cold at times, gets shut down, and I think that I think he's an all-timer. To me, he's a Hall of Famer, Blaze Reardon, but he's not seeing the ball right now the last couple of games.
Well, he saw a lot of them. Some of them went by him uncharacteristically.
So what are you saying? Did you see him
think he's
beach
been
balls?
No, I mean, after a while, it's like you're under barrage. You start getting
I mean, look,
you
there's shots that you could say could he have had it. You know, he don't give up soft goals, but he's not. The last few games, you know, will he get it
Let
together?
me ask you this. I don't know this,
Is that
statistically speaking. Is he under 50%?
that I don't know because I think
Yeah, he's got to
he
be
was
under
so
50.
with that 25 save game and everything else. Might take a lot to drop below that, but he may be. I'm not sure.
I mean, he gave up.
That's a lot. I think they took him out. I don't think he gave them all up.
He's at 52%.
But you know, I think they're struggling a little bit. They're gonna struggle.
They got a lot of young guys. They had to replace their whole team. Their whole team went up and played boxing Canada instead of coming back. So, you know, you're basically retooling with a whole totally different coaching staff, totally different team. It's basically like an expansion team, essentially, if you think about it from that perspective. It's a very tough situation to be in, but I think Roy can get it together. The players are talented. It's just figuring out the formula of what you got there, maybe adding some pieces at some point. But they can be competitive. That was a nice play.
Yeah. Wow. Suffolk is really laying it on Nassau today. They're going to get another win in this.
So these are the juniors that are playing right now.
These are the
These guys
juniors
are
going
gonna be
into
So
junior.
for the fans, here we are. So the juniors are playing. We're at Hofstra University. It's the juniors, Suffolk versus Nassau juniors, 11th graders, and Nassau's getting an ass whooping, 14-6. I mean, an old-fashioned ass whooping. You
Well,
got
the last game was worse.
you got defensemen scoring though. You got a lot of defensemen scoring. I mean, what kind of sign are we having? Are we? I mean, there's a lot of defensemen are scoring in the pros too now.
You know, it used to be a time they didn't allow you to carry the ball over the midfield
You
line,
went over the midline. The coach went crazy.
right?
I want to get back to something because we tend to get all over the lot with stuff.
That's
we
that's
jump
what
from
we
one-
do.
We get guests in
That's
the
what we
middle.
do.
But I started to make a point before when we were talking about Smalls was talking about being hot out. You know, we got into all of that.
Yeah.
How many games? I'm going to make a suggestion to some parents and to players especially because it is a lot of wear and tear on your body today with how many games these kids play. In your downtime, or if you're going to skip a tournament or whatever, I think just as important as all the playing and the conditioning and all of that, spend your time where you're not wreaking havoc on your body. You gotta watch a lot of video, and not necessarily seeing yourself playing, although that's really good to see if you could see video of yourself playing the game and what you're doing in the games. But if you watch these games, and I'm not talking about like just watch a PLL game, although the announcers are very good at describing things and telling you where you should go on the field to dodge, and they're making comments about pros who don't even do it right all the time, right? So
Right.
you could learn from that, from those announcers talking, but I'm talking about an ability to sit at a computer, put on a game, and be able to freeze it, go back, play it again, free it, look at it at a different
Maybe
angle.
maybe we should put out as a thing. Come watch your game
Exactly.
with Vinny Sombrado.
That's the greatest thing. Wait, hold on. Let me get a word in here.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry to overtalk you. That's the greatest thing you've ever said. That's the greatest thing you've ever
Who
said.
wants to have their film
No,
analyzed?
You have a kid come. Let me
by
just tell you
Vinny
something.
Sombrado.
With just not only this podcast with Vinny and Stephen. You want to be the best player next year? Come sit down with the podcast 3, the best in the nation here. Get some schooling. Look at film with Vinny Sombrado, and we'll tell you how to play the game.
You gotta have thick skin, though.
What does that mean?
You gotta have thick skin because I'm rough, you know.
Why?
As I
Really,
see,
really,
you
really,
know, you
really.
gotta, no. That's one of the biggest things I say all the time. Also, you have to be able to accept criticism. Don't right away get defensive if somebody is correcting you or say, "Well, I thought this, I thought no." Listen to what's being explained to you, and then let the person, a guy like me, I would then say to you, what were you thinking? Okay, what were you thinking in this scenario? You were coming down the side, you had the guy open up ahead of you there. Instead, you try to throw a diagonal pass through 2 sticks. You know,
He's
what
talking
was your
about being
thought
coachable. That's the,
yeah, you have to be coachable.
no matter how great you are in the game, no matter what position you're in, you'd be going out for your second world team, your third world team. Are you coachable, or did it get to your head that you think you can't learn better? This is a guy that's played 4 USA teams, 4, and he actually went out for 5. I don't like to repeat that. He's going to crush me off air, but he went for 5. Most people don't know it. Somebody had to come to him and tell him, Vinny, it's kind of over, right? We won't get into that story. But no, this is a guy that knows the X's and O's. You're out there. If you're a kid out there that's adjusting this year, and you're a kid maybe that hasn't started, but you got great attributes, you had a great high school career, and you're trying to find your way, come up and talk to us this summer. I'll pay you to come. You walk out with a $500 bill from me.
Oh yeah.
Come in, I'll pay you, I'll give you clothing, talk to us, and I guarantee next year you'll have a better year. That's a fact.
Maybe we could do a show where we somebody who's brave and we can go through their tape and watch what they did right, what they might have done wrong. And look, we're not always 100% correct.
Oh, no, hold on.
No,
We're very,
no,
we're very close to
no, but
100%.
but nobody is. You know, there's other ways to do things.
Well, Vin, tell Smalls when we were playing the Saints back in the day, right? The games weren't on. Not every game streamed every single time. It would be there was like one game of the week,
Mhm.
right? And whether that game was our game or whether that game was Buffalo playing Philly or Boston playing Baltimore or something like that. We would tape the game, or however we would do it, TiVo at the time, whatever it was, we would have it. And I'm telling you, people in my mother's house, they would say we were crazy because we'd be watching a game, whether it was our team or whether it was another team. We'd be watching it and stopping it and looking, well, me and him, and they go, "You've been down here for 2.5 hours." They go, "How much are you through?" I go, "We're through 6 minutes of the first quarter." They go, "What?"
Yeah.
Because we could spend 20 minutes on one play just talking about it and saying, "What did this guy do?" I might disagree. I might say, "Well, I think it was this guy's fault on this pick and roll. I think he should have done this." And he would say, "Well,
But what I'm saying, what I'm really saying, and I mean, I think film is phenomenal to watch. But
Excuse me,
we gotta go. We gotta go.
Let's get it down.
We
But
got-
also, where's the cup? Do you have?
I got it right here.
Yeah, it's here.
We got the trophy. This is
We're gonna have
the
Go down with Metzger. Go down.
Come back.
Oh my God, Vinny's got to give it. Well,
Balls, it's up to you now.
Everybody, the trophy.
it's 11th grade trophy, Metzger Cup. He supports the league. He puts out the money for the league. His name is
Well-
Jim Metzger.
Well, you remember back in the day, the Empire State Games was a big thing. They
Yeah,
not
big
only
thing.
did lacrosse, but they did all other sports.
Yeah.
It's a shame that that Empire State Games doesn't exist anymore. I mean, people put a lot into that for the high school students. It went away because of budgets and everything else. And
You know, it's
Jim
funny.
Metzger was kind enough and generous enough to sort of emulate the formula of it so that we at least get the Nassau and Suffolk.
I want to get some. I want to get
tryouts were like.
good point, Steven. I didn't mean to talk over you there, but back to what Vinny was saying. If you're a college coach out there right now and you get a chance to listen to us, or whatever we're saying, you know, me and Steven, we're on here. We have a lot of fun, but we really want to make the game better in life too for kids and stuff. And what better to ask a guy like Vinny to watch film? I mean, we're talking about breaking down film. I mean, I knew nothing before I met these. I love these guys, but I call them characters. But these guys are unbelievable, man. The way they can stop the film, break it down, tell the kid what he's doing wrong, and this is really can make the game better in the film room.
Well, to be honest with you, you know, and Vinny was always great with that. But being around Tom Postel, that was a joy. Being around him, watching.
We're talking about the old time coaches, Tom Postel.
Yeah,
and he's the coach for Long Island, right?
Coach Long Island and coached that Post. And you know, he was hilarious. Just, you know, you watch a film with him, I watch him cut people to shreds. You know, and the thing I used to laugh at was when guys would actually try to fight with him, like,
Yeah.
and it make their point, and you can just watch the film and you go, "But what he's saying is right. What are you arguing with him? You're a dope." You know,
Yeah,
like,
kid comes off the sideline. The coaches talk to him. And he's got his head down. No, you just did something wrong. You almost went off sides. What are you doing? Listen to the coach. Always be coachable. That's the thing with people.
Film is extremely important, and it's you know, all kinds of different things. It's not to say a guy make a mistake. You know, oh, the guy dropped the pass. That's not something you're looking at. You're not looking at drop. You're looking at where you are on the field. What are you doing? What
I
is
think
your
we should go-
decisions that you're making? You know, those are the things you got to really concentrate when you're watching the films. Are you making the right decisions? Skills can break down. Everybody's capable of throwing a bad pass. You know, missing a ball.
Learning,
you're doing the
learning
right
the
thing.
game and understanding it.
Yeah.
Sometimes the kid, they don't get it. At critical points, the guy turns left, he's supposed to turn right. All those little things in the game can manage. Like you talk about the greats. Why were they great? You talk about the Gates. You talk about the Powells. You talk about Vinny Sombrano. You talk about all these guys in the game. Why were they great? Because they were great listeners. These guys were coachable too. They weren't arrogant. Year after year, they were good. Year after year after year for so many years, these guys. And they were coachable. They watched film. They did what they had to do. And they got better. Every one of them got better.
Well, I think that's, you know, having a bit of humility in your game, because no matter what, you know, we were just even saying it in regard to Pennell. You know, he's learning things now. What is he learning? He's learning as a 37-year-old guy what he needs to do to play, keep playing at a high level, because the things he did at 22 are not the same, you know?
No, but he's a guy that could really be, to me, I mean, when you say Mount Rushmore, I'm not saying like is he the best player. He's way up there, no matter. But what he owns right now, and I wanted to say this before Jim was on there, I didn't get a chance. What that young man Pennell has and you can put him way up there, maybe the highest out of any other player. He ate right, he slept right, he had the right training. He's 35 years old. He may have another gift. He's probably saying, I'm getting older. Maybe he could come back and have a little life left and go out for the fourth world team. The fourth USA team. You don't know. That's a kid that I would give more power to, a kid like that who took care of his body and really reached way out there and stuff. I give him so much credit.
I think when you look at the pros now, when you see the guys, especially that end up hanging and being in that league, they all have regiments like that.
Yeah,
that wasn't like how it was back in the day.
No, not back in the day.
It was a lot harder. But there were guys, trust me, there was a lot of guys that were on pretty good regiments. There was some guys that were ripped out.
These guys.
I'm not going to put myself in that book. I can tell you that right now. I was on the milkshake side. I hung in there for different reasons.
If you ask Rob Pennell if he ever had a milkshake, he probably hasn't had one in 20 years.
You think?
No, he's not a kid.
Well, Vinny definitely had that. I can attest to he had many a milkshake.
Listen, almost for what Vinny did, making 4 USA teams, drinking milkshakes and just running around.
Because, like I said, that's where the IQ part of it comes in.
IQ,
and that's a different level
but then
of
Steve,
understanding.
You could say IQ, which you're correct, but he sat and watched film.
Yeah.
He was in the film room back in the 70s and 80s when no one was stopping film. So, there it is. I just think the young coaches out there, like that. Like who's the young man from that school? He just got the job. We had him on the podcast. The young coach, I forgot.
Yeah, John Crawley.
John Crawley is a young guy out there who has a great future.
Yeah.
Now, who was the other team that played the quarterfinals at Hofstra this year?
Richmond.
That Richmond coach, to me, his upside is the best I've ever seen a young.
I'm going to say we're going to get him on. We're going to get the.
He is the most promising young coach I have seen in a long time in the game.
Yeah, listen. Those guys they're doing all the things you need to do.
I'm going to throw Gary Gate in there. A lot of people say, because he was such a great player.
Syracuse.
They don't look at him as coach. He's already to the Final Four. Let me ask you a question. If Syracuse wins it next year,
right?
They win the national championship next year. You got to say he might be a better coach than player.
Well, one thing you can say about him is, and I don't know what they thought, like a guy's going to go in. They were struggling, Syracuse at the time, like that he was just going to go in and boom, they went like this.
Right.
They had an okay year, but okay, let's see, it wasn't that great, but it was like this. Then they went a little better. Then they went a little better. Now they're in the Final Four. So his trajectory has been nothing but up.
I see them next year really in the Final Four again. Am I wrong?
To me, they got all the pieces that you should have. They got most of the guys back. They lose a key piece, that midfielder English.
Canadian
that's a tough piece to miss. But you're Syracuse. You're definitely getting some other kids. I think Vinny had mentioned before when we were talking in the other room about Tim McEntee's nephew, who's up there, who had gotten injured, who just
he's at Syracuse.
Yeah, he's a good player. McEntee. Tim
McEntee is a kid up there. Last name, I don't know his first name, but he got injured last year, right?
Right.
So he's a red shirt.
I don't know if
I think Gary put him on red shirt.
He might have been red shirted. But he got hurt at the end of his high school.
An ace in the hole there.
He's a young, strong kid, and now he's going to get some guys. He's probably got some portal guys. He's probably got a good recruiting class. Kid from Porter, defenseman, big boy is going there.
Right.
Changed his commit from Loyola to Syracuse. Another big body defenseman that they'll work with there, and they're on a proper trajectory. They're going on an upwards pace.
Yeah, the game is exciting. It's such a long season, man. You got so many different.
Fish is back for his last year.
Fish, aka Mike Leo. I thought that was a great thing when you take another thing when Coach kept them together. They're roommates. Mike Leo and Joe Spallina are roommates for the last 3 years.
Okay, I didn't know that.
See? Yeah, so they're roommates together. And I think that's a great thing. A lot of people don't look at it like that. That's a great bonding thing, like that, if you think about it.
Well, we were all big Joe Spallina fans. And so he's heading into his last year. with a shot at least as a junior, having a great year and being in the sort of in the next rung of Tuaraton guys being talked about. How do you assess his?
I don't know
how
if
do you
I
assess
ever
his
saw a
career
player. I
so
don't know
far?
if I ever saw a player like Joe Spallina, the player. There's been a lot of kids that have work ethic. There's no doubt that he has cared so much and worked so hard, despite having family and friends in the game, and they've helped him a lot. But this kid really, his vision to just never quit. The kid just keeps going.
What would you say in terms of obviously if they win the championship next year, that would be the absolute cherry on top of
they
his
win the
career.
championship again.
How would you assess it right now, his career overall? What would you say?
Well, unbelievable. Now, a lot of people look on this like they're supposed to be like Jesus Christ coming. They thought he was going to be. He's great. How great can you be? He's one kid. You can't do everything. You got to realize, but no, he's really good. He's just.
Tommy Kessler, look at this in the house. Come on, come sit down with us.
We got Tommy
We got a
Kessler. Sit down,
Hofstra
Tommy.
legend here.
Oh, boy.
Come and sit
heard us?
down. Come talk to us. This is great. Just see, this is what happens.
We're introducing Tom Kessler, a graduate of Hofstra University. What year did you graduate here, Tom?
2002.
2002. Wow, you played 4 years or 3?
4.
Wow, lucky you, man. You had a great career, right? You just got inducted, I think, last year to the National Hall of Fame.
Yeah, Hofstra Hall of Fame.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Tommy had. I said last time I spoke to him because I always sticks in my head. It rubs me the wrong way. They had one of the best teams that never got to play in the playoffs at Hofstra. I mean, they got snubbed. It was, one of these snub jobs. But, I mean, they were a team that you could talk about legitimately a top 5 team.
Who was
in the
coaching?
tournament. Janowski was
Oh,
coaching.
John Janowski was coaching.
What year was that? That was
2002.
2002.
I mean, back when there was only 12 teams in the playoff too, so that was.
Every year, as they expand it, you're always talking about this team maybe got snubbed or that team. It seems less like that now when they add in RPI and everything else. But you guys were so strong that year, and then to be out was like, how did that happen? And who knows if that team would have been allowed to play, that could have been a Final Four team. I believe that would have been a Final Four team for Hofstra.
We beat Duke that year, North Carolina in the regular season. I think we lost to Hopkins by 1 early on.
And going back, you're a Hicksville guy, right?
That's right.
Oh, wow. A lot of Hicksville boys.
Yeah. Tommy Kessler stops by the podcast. We just had Vinny Sobrano up here. He's coming back to giving out the Metzger Cup trophy with Metzger. He was on too. So
very nice.
We're shooting the breeze here. We're talking about.
What's the latest? Give us what's going on in Tommy Kessler world.
My son's playing next, rising freshman.
Oh, we got the Kessler.
Pretty cool for him to kind of come back and play at the Dutch Dome.
And so, what school is he? What school is he at?
He's at Long Beach right now, trying to make a decision if he wants to go to Chaminade or not. He got in, figuring out what the right move.
So he's in 8th grade right now.
He's in 8th grade. Yep. He just graduated. Graduated on. I guess.
You want me to give you one of the Chaminade?
You're dealing with Mr. Chaminade, guy.
No,
is this illegal recruiting?
Tommy knows a lot, but he doesn't know the inside track. Who started Chaminade? My parents. He don't know the whole thing.
I don't.
But Tommy, no, my dad and his family went there many years ago. They raised a lot of money in the 40s. That's when it first started. It got so good now, the school, like so many people do want to go. Your son's in 8th grade right now. Tommy, I'm just, if I can say anything to you, every school is great to go to. You can make it anywhere you go, no doubt. But, being that my dad, I didn't personally go there. So my dad, if you go there, you can't go wrong.
Okay.
Well, it depends. Like I think it's a structure thing. Kids that can deal with. Like my son right now is going into junior year at Chaminade.
Okay.
And he had adjusted very well to the academics.
What did he just come out with? A 96, 95?
95 average. I watch him, he's a way out of from when we were in school. Sure. Everything they're doing remote on the iPad and the whole thing. I'm always watching him, making his notes and having his Quizlets, and so he's definitely a lot more prepared than I was ever. I was really winging it, like I don't know that I even brought books home from St. Mary's. I would, just get to school. We got so early. I would do all of my studying and doing all of that, trying to cram it in a half hour.
Sure. Yeah.
But he takes it more seriously. Chaminade makes you take it more seriously. Some kids adapt to that structure very well. Others don't. Even smart kids. Jack Moran once told me, the great Jack Moran, he said, we've had guys that have 100 averages fail out of Chaminade within 6 months.
Yeah.
And I said, how's that possible? He goes, they don't want to be here. Even as smart as they are, it's just they don't want to be there. So they're like, I'm out of here. I'm failing out just to get out of here.
Yeah. No, it's always been special because when my dad, I used to graduate in 1949. He graduated #1 in his class. They rated you back then. There was only 45 students, and his brother graduated in 1947, George. So it was always a thing to us. We lived a little farther away. I don't think I would have got in, but maybe my dad's connections. But he said, "Son, you're not going there." My brothers could have went there. I got a brother who's a doctor of education, whatever. But no, if you choose to go there, has your son been there yet to see a game?
Yeah, we've done the tour.
Oh wait, you did the tour. When did
Yeah, so obviously you have to take the test to see if you can get in. We got in. We went to one of the open.
Oh, here they are. Big Joe. Come on out.
Stars. We got stars here.
I renamed him Joe Bacala. He's been so much to the he's got a big thing going on here.
Fire, Joe.
Get the mic, sit down. Well, you're on national TV here. This is going. Hey, doing Bobby Small, Joe. Joe.
So, Joe, how's this going here so far? What do you think?
Tommy, sit in there.
Sit in there.
Being a Nassau guy.
What's going on in Nassau here?
Oh,
we got some issues going on. We need Kessler's.
His name is Baccarella, right? Is it correct? Vinny gets it wrong too. Baccarella or
What's he
Baccarella?
call me, Bacala?
He's starting to call you Bacala now too.
Right.
It's getting bad, Joe.
As long as it's not
Let's go history.
like that.
What years were you the Saints equipment manager?
Oh my gosh, I don't even know.
Joe, tell us what
8 years.
Still the fastest handle changer in the West. He's definitely one of the best.
I was the highest
First
paid
team
equipment manager in the league.
Yeah, exactly.
Joe, tell us what the name of the organization.
Here's a funny one. Hopefully, Buddy doesn't listen to this. Buddy was the assistant coach for Doc, and I was making more money than him. He was not happy.
I'm listening, Joe. We got 100,000 listeners.
That's great. That's great.
Tell us what the organization. What's it called? The Nassau versus. What is the name of the thing here?
Long Island Lacrosse Showcase.
So he has a Long Island Lacrosse Showcase, and this event happens to be the Metzger Cup, right?
Metzger Cup. Yeah.
And these are the these are the ninth graders.
These are the rising. Yep. Nation of, this game is culmination of first round tryouts, then the top 50. Top 50, we hold it at Veterans Park in Northport, and go side by side with the field. One field, top 50 from Nassau would be playing the other field, top 50 from Suffolk. And we average about, what do you think, Joe? About 80 coaches?
Yes.
College coaches?
Yes.
On the sideline. So
80 coaches from Division 1 all the way down to Division 3.
I've seen a couple here today. I see Joe Alberici. I gave a bag of peanuts and a water. Maybe. Oh, who's across the field?
The Godfather.
Danowski, Dino.
Oh yeah, there he is. There he is. Right there.
Nice guy.
Now I can see him. I couldn't see him before. I didn't know where he was before, but there he is. Well, that's listen. Maybe they get they spot. This is an opportunity for these young guys to maybe they just get in the back of somebody's head and then they hear how they progress, and it's always a good opportunity to be seen.
Joe, you're doing a great thing. You got great weather today. Other than the 100-degree yesterday we had, it's about 82 right now, or maybe
less.
right.
Yeah,
It's used to Farmingdale, right?
I'm now coaching over at Cold Spring Harbor.
Well,
JV.
back in
Yeah,
the day, still Farmingdale, a couple battles back in the day.
I was at Plainview. What year did you graduate?
98.
Shit, gotta rub it in, huh?
I feel a little bit.
So
I got lost.
Your back roots is at Sewanaka?
Swanica graduate. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I remembered that.
You graduated with Frank.
Yes. Where were
you
you in terms of where Tashman was?
Same year.
Same year as Tashman.
Same year.
Wow.
What
That's
year we
great.
talking? 1981, class of 81. You guys won the county championship, no?
Yeah.
Or your junior
Yeah,
year?
I wasn't on the team. My mom wouldn't let me play.
That's all right.
Of course, I had a heart murmur.
You were chasing girls. Oh no.
Don't tell my wife that.
Smalley never won in high school either. Don't worry.
Never played.
What were you doing?
In high school?
Yeah.
Chasing girls. Well, going to the beach. The hell else would I be
Did
doing?
you surf?
Hell yeah. Surf with Kevin Cook. Actually, Cookie wasn't even going to go to Cornell back in the day. He was going to go to California. He had a surfing contract with Pepsi. Yeah.
Really?
Him and- yeah.
Does Kessler surf? You surf?
I dabble.
Dabble in Long Beach?
Kessler can do anything. Look at that body.
He can. He can.
He looks like he can still play fast.
We talked about this before. We were talking about, Rob Pennell had broken the all-time assist lead record in the pros. Were you able to play with Rob a little bit with Whitmore? Was he playing at the time when that was going on? I'm trying to
Like
remember the
somebody-
years.
Yeah, I think there was 1 year we played a couple games.
That's great. That's the part, Smalls, that you realize the spans of the different guys that play and go through the rosters and where everybody's been able to play with. I always appreciate. I never got to play with Tommy. I played against him a bit, and
Well,
then
he
got to
is,
play
but
with
he's
him
around
more.
back.
That's
Yeah,
when you get, that's when it
Man.
becomes fun.
Say hello to Joe.
Dog Hempstead.
I know these guys.
Yo,
B.
What's up, man?
So who was the MVP?
We had a double header. We had two kids, Yanni Marino, and what was the other kid who scored a bunch of goals?
Nice Irish kid, huh?
They're starting to complain. They're saying I'm being biased. No, they deserved it. Those two guys played great. Man, Suffolk's really came to play, Joe.
Suffolk is taking over Nassau.
I never remember
I might be
goals
on-
this high.
I hate to say it.
20 goals, one team.
This is the first year it looks like Suffolk is starting to take over Nassau.
So Pennell and Jacobina,
Oh,
they go. We blocked the extra point.
Oh,
Yeah.
I asked Steve. I said, "When was the last time you lost like that?" He goes, "Maybe in football."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's this is the last go around.
So
Hopefully,
these are all high school coaches that you let coach here. Most of these guys.
Yeah,
Now,
well,
most
high
of-
school coaches. We're doing this for the high school kids, the high school players. We think we're giving them a good, good dollar amount for their playing time.
Oh, you're the best show on the road here, no doubt about it.
And, it's reasonably priced on.
Most showcases are charging $5 grand, $6 grand. You're coming in under the.
Unfortunately, yes.
I don't know. I'm sorry I came in late, but how many days of tryout do you go to get down to this?
So each grade has 1 day of tryouts.
Uh-huh.
So from the original tryout, we picked approximately 50 in each grade, in each county also. So it's 100 kids in each grade. Moving on to the top 50 game. And then, like we said earlier, we average close to 80 coaches, college coaches on the sidelines.
Great. That's what they want. They want to be able to be seeing these kids.
And the college coaches enjoy it. They enjoy our showcase. So it's been good. It's been good for our kids. It's been good for the high school players and coaches in Nassau and Suffolk.
You're getting a lot of good feedback over the years, like with the kids coming, they like coming. That's good.
the skill level's outstanding. I mean, look at these kids.
No, these kids are
Stick at
moving.
8th grade, and
Let's
now
just look at this. Now these coaches, are they highly paid? Not highly paid, right?
For this, no.
No, I mean, just in high school they don't get paid a lot, right?
High school coaches.
Most of them are teachers, though, school teachers.
Yeah.
So most of them could be a math teacher,
Yeah.
right? So
Probably, I would say the average coaching salary for a varsity head coach is probably $7,000. Listen, I'm coaching JV now, and I never want to be a head varsity coach ever again.
You enjoy teaching.
let me bring Tommy Kessler. Tommy, your son. What number is your son out here?
Number 13.
Tommy Kessler's number 13. So give me what he's good at. Is he good? He's a good shooter. What is he good at?
He's got good vision from behind.
He likes the assists and stuff.
Plays X. Yeah, he can move and shake a little bit. He's a little on the smaller side like I was, so he's got to grow a little bit. But he's got some He's got some good moves, some good
He
skills.
he loves the game, right? He loves it.
Yeah, he's plays all.
Does he play hockey also?
That's my 11-year-old.
The other guy plays
Yeah.
hockey.
Tom, I think he's got 5 kids. How many you got?
I have
Tom?
4. I have 4
4.
kids.
Well, going back, I tell you a funny Kessler story. I go one time, I'm with my family. I'm at the Bronx Zoo, and all of a sudden I see this guy with he had strollers, he had bottles,
Coolers.
right? I said, welcome to the real world, because my kids are a little older. My kids are a little older. I'm at the Bronx Zoo, and he's got spit up things and bottles and strollers. That is a rough day. You're walking around the Bronx Zoo and,
Make it happen.
making it happen. That's it.
So I got it. It's kind of ball. 1998.
Yeah.
So
You
beat us at Plainview.
Oh, Plainview.
You beat us here.
Yeah.
Was computer.
Joe Bartolomeu's reminiscent.
So we're
on a computer.
one of my worst coaching moves ever. So we're up by 1, I believe. We're man up. 2 men up.
Oh boy.
I had a lefty pick it up. I wasn't particular on who picked it up. That was my mistake. They double the ball. I lose the ball. End up losing the game.
Wow.
They double the ball, 2 men down, and got it.
Yeah,
That's
Joe
the odds
Burrow.
of that.
Joe
Yes.
Burrow's on team.
Yeah.
It was on your team, Joe Burrow.
They're going to have to get some eyesight for whoever had that ball if he couldn't find a guy open. I mean,
I take the blame for that one.
I used to face off back then too. I was a
Joe,
face off mini.
correct me if I'm wrong. When you going back, because before you guys came in and I was in before, I talked about this being, this morphed from the Empire Triad. And I remember going over, used to hold a lot of trials at Syosset, I remember at the school, because you had a lot of fields there.
Yep.
And I was telling them, I think there were as many as 400 kids try out, right?
Yeah.
It might even been more than that. It just seemed like you had 4 or 5 fields going at once.
For the Empires,
For the Empires,
there was tryouts in Nassau and Suffolk that were trying out for one team.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
And I was the president of the Suffolk Association, and Joe was the president of the Nassau Association. And when the Empires went down, we were in Baltimore at the National Convention, and Joe and I got together. And we're like, what are we going to do? We got to, do something for our kids. So we came up with the idea of having the showcase. I think back then we were just juniors and seniors.
Yes.
And it actually was a better situation because now we had a team of juniors representing Nassau and a team of juniors representing Suffolk, and the same thing for the seniors. Whereas with the Empire team, you might have had 5 seniors, 5 juniors from each county, and then we were adding in the Catholic school kids also. So I think the roster was only 25 kids that played, and then I think we had maybe 10 alternates.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a shame that the Empires collapsed, but it was the best thing that happened to Nassau and Suffolk lacrosse, because from that 2009, this has been running since 2000.
Where everybody gets a chance.
Right, and then we added the sophomores, the rising sophomores, and then we added the rising freshmen.
By the way, for our friends, this is Joe. Am I getting your name right? Ancona?
Yes, Joe.
I got it right. Joe, where'd you grow up?
I grew up in East Islip. I coached at East Islip from until 2014, and then I retired, and then I was coaching at Plain Edge for a little while. I'm retired teacher.
You got 40 years of coaching now?
Yes, I do.
God bless you.
Don't make fun of our age.
Making fun of just.
We were back in the day. I started coaching. I was 23 years old when I first started teaching, and
What school was that?
at East Islip.
Oh, at East Islip.
And it's unfortunate because it's become, Joe referenced that he would never be a head coach again. It's become so abrasive and so
Right, parents get on you.
Yeah. You'll get support from the
Small is making the 10 commandments of that.
Let me show you know.
Yeah.
Smalley is going to do a 10 commandments of parents.
Yes,
Is that right?
he's going to solve this whole crisis. This is what he does.
I need to go to 15. I don't think you would squeeze it all in on 10.
Oh, I got to take care of.
Keep your mouth shut.
I got to give
Give me the first 5.
So
1 through 5.
talking about coaches, and Tom's here from Long Beach, but on the women's side, the girls' side, they just let go the varsity head coach. 16 years,
Right.
Rachel Ray.
Right.
I mean,
She was told she was being
Please,
too.
Ray Charest sounds like a cook. Charest.
It had a Delta.
And what was the reason?
She's too tough on the kids. And
Not good.
she started the program, started when they weren't good and built them up to a perennial powerhouse.
It brings you to question, are we doing the kids a disservice if the coaches are not really allowed to discipline them in any fashion, or the teachers for that matter? Does it become, yes, listen, I'm not saying any coach or whatever should have unchecked power in terms of that,
Absolutely.
but
Right.
at the same time, how do you run any team? How do you run a team?
How are you preparing the athletes to go on to the next level if they don't have any fiber and they can't take any criticism from the coach? I mean, listen, we all have our game day voice and we have our practice day voice. On game day, you're as a coach are as enthusiastic about the game as you want the players to be. And if you raise your tone of voice, and the parents get insulted because you yelled at my son or daughter, it's you're not preparing. You think Bill Tierney was worrying about what he was saying to players when he was coaching. He was trying to get the most out of them, and look at the success that he has. But unfortunately, that doesn't carry anymore. You could have guys with like tremendous records, like Joe was referencing to with the score from Huntington. It doesn't matter. You're getting administrators that are trying to make the community happy, so the parents scream that the coaches, any sport, and they cave and they end up.
Oh, there's no doubt the parents are absolutely brutal.
Yeah.
I mean, brutal times 10.
And it's not that we're preparing them for the next level of lacrosse. We're preparing them also for life.
But we're old school guys. We're the old school people.
Let me ask you this in that regard, because this wasn't something back, certainly when I was playing high school, and I know as in some respects of me coaching, these kids playing so many things that it's got to be frustrating for a coach if you're getting the feeling or the vibe. Well, we don't do this on my other team, and this is how I'm told to do it. You're trying to coach a team, make them better, give them skills. Maybe you have a system. A lot of the club stuff, I think, throws mixed messages in for these coaches. How do you guys handle that?
They're not happy. Nobody's happy.
We try to adjust. We try to evolve with the times. We can sit here for hours and debate the differences between club coaches, club programs, club practices. We can go on and on and on and on, and it's just unfortunately, it's just
And coaches need to get paid more. That's another big thing. High school coaches should have.
Well, I
People.
think Smalls.
If I'm coaching Manhasset, I'm grabbing a couple of these fathers. You're yelling at me for 10 weeks in a row? Go up another 50, 60K, you cheap fuck. I'm coaching your son all this time in life, and you're working, getting off the train, and you don't want to pay me more? For $7,000, you're going to abuse me? I'll stuff you in the trunk. Get the fuck out. Get the.
I think there's a lot of problems with the evolution of the club and even the integration of the high school coaches that do club. Also, there's some issues with that, and then so there's a lot of while it's coexisting. I don't know if it's a perfect way, and it definitely causes a lot of problems. You see high school coaches getting fired because of their connections and things that might happen. It almost gives the parents reason to make a problem. And then the clubs themselves, having the club has definitely been high school lacrosse has been diminished. It has been. It doesn't look the same in terms of the enthusiasm surrounding the playoffs or winning the states or any of that. It just seems different now. So
Just take Manhasset alone. The big school that had all the great players 3 years ago. Players are not going there anymore. They're gonna go somewhere else. Chaminade. How many kids have left from Chaminade from the last 10 years? 50. 50 kids, maybe more. And they were all the top kids. Every kid was a top kid.
Well, that's those
You're
are.
paying the guy $6,000. He's a school teacher, and he's getting $6,000 to get abused. Same thing
Oh, that was nice.
with the referees too.
I would love to see coaches make more money, but that's not why we.
But it's, but,
Right.
no, it's not, but you should get more money, and it has to start with. It can happen if it's structured right. You guys are bright guys. You all you school teachers and everything.
I think that might even almost increase the
Scrutiny.
the scrutiny. If I'm getting paid more money, you'll see.
You might be right, but I don't think it can get any worse.
Getting fired. You know what I mean? So because then they'll be holding that to the camp.
Oh, but isn't part of the whole club thing the fact that if a coach is not making a lot of money coaching high school, he's looking for opportunities to make more money. And so if that opportunity is presenting itself in club, maybe that high school coach wouldn't coach club if he was making more just coaching his high school team. He would focus really mainly on that. These are things that you don't know what the resulting
Right. We don't
thing
even have
would be.
referees because we can't pay them. They're 60 years old and up.
A lot of the club coaches are, most of them are former players and they may not be educators. So the club world opened up an opportunity for them to coach.
Mhm.
So I'm not demising the idea of the club. I'm just, I'll tell you what, one of the big issues with the club was the tremendous support the college coaches gave them. And once the college coaches started supporting, the club structure, then all of a sudden, the parents and the players are like, wow, I get to get involved in this. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. College coaches want to see more lacrosse. We as high school coaches want our players to play more lacrosse. We used to do summer league. We used to do camps back in the day before club got popular. So there was always an avenue or a menu where we wanted our kids to play more lacrosse. It's just the us and them feeling is not helping.
I think that, but you made a point about saying that the high school coaches making more money that puts a little bit of an expectation. I think the expectation comes from the club situation where because the parents are paying a lot of money, now they have an expectation. It's something even more different there. They're expecting, and maybe sometimes they're unfairly taking it out on the high school coach because something didn't necessarily happen.
I'm sure if you got a room full of club coaches, they would kind of revert back to the same issues that we talk about as high school coaches, that sometimes the parents are a little bit tough. Sometimes their expectations, now they're paying for it, so they have expectations. And it's just there's no easy. It doesn't seem like there's any easy way.
Oh, look at these kids; they're moving good. For ninth graders, this is impressive.
Great.
It's the last game. What do we got?
Well, at
Second
least
quarter, 3-2,
Nassau's a little ahead. Thanks for stopping by.
I was walking in on.
We appreciate it.
Mr. Kessler, you got on air.
We've been talking about coaches.
Take care, Tommy.
We need to talk about officials.
Okay, let's do that. That's a small special thing. This is his wheelhouse.
I'm not sure if it's about the money. Some of them say they would like to get more money.
But Joe, it's always about the money. If you pay these more, you get different people too, and you get younger people. The abuse they take,
Maybe.
Well,
Yeah.
again,
abuse they take.
Joe's point
Some
is
midget,
it's not the money.
the guy in Chaminade.
One of the things, some officials have told me, why should I officiate a game where I'm going to get $106? Meanwhile, the chaperone in the stands is getting paid more and not getting abused. And I think there are ways. I try to reach out to politicians, with the way our economy is going now, what the president is proposing, no tax on tips. How about no tax on the referee's pay? Not during the summer, but if they're doing a high school game or
I think it's a
How
issue.
about unionizing it?
I think they are. Though.
You guys are really going. Well, he's unionizing.
I told you I had the answer.
Joe,
I gave them the answer. Nobody wants to listen to the answer.
Very disrespectful.
Because the referee situation, and I'm tying the referee situation to the parent problem. My solution.
Yeah.
This is my solution. Well, they all have the PAL leagues, right? My solution was you want to coach in the PAL league, you're the dad or whatever. You have there's requirements. I know they have to take a background check now, right? To be a PAL coach. Okay, now I put more strings on you on a coach. The string you have to do is not only do you have to get a background check, you have to take the ref. You have to become a certified official, and you have to volunteer coach or be paid to coach some other PAL games. So besides coaching, you have to coach, you have to ref a game. You're gonna coach a game, you gotta ref a game, not your game, obviously, but another game.
Right.
Okay, now you have everybody crisscrossing. Now you've built up a database of the coaches that are referees, right? Because they're certified to be the referees. Maybe some of them say, you know what, this is not so bad. I like it. You know, maybe I want to do even more, a couple of games and make a couple of more bucks. Now you have a bigger base to pull from.
Yes.
By forcing the parents that want to coach to also, the other side benefit you get is, as the guy who's that parent who wants to be the coach has learned what it is to be an official, and then he actually officiates some games, he gets the parents yelling at him, and then he gets a whole understanding of what that is like.
I like it.
You know,
I like it. I think that's a
We have parents and coaches both.
it's a program that would have to be developed, but I do think it's a way to get more people involved in officiating in the recruitment process by forcing them to do it.
One of the things we do with Long Island PAL, since I'm the treasurer, not because of me, but we have high school kids take the course and they referee PAL games. And I tell the kids at Farmdale when I see them, it's a great part-time job. They get paid $60 a game, and some of them enjoy it. And a couple of kids came back to me and said, it was tough today. Parents didn't stop. You know, we need to get more reps.
The other part of the training,
you're right.
My plan B of that goes in concert with that original plan is the training model. I think that from a training perspective, you can teach a guy how to, this is the call on a push, and this is a slash, and this is not a slash. But even more important is conflict resolution and how to deal with the parents. Teaching them mechanisms of how to de-escalate situations rather than get in. Because I've watched referees go with the big badge of pride on their chest and almost make situations worse rather than actually bring it down.
And why are they worse? You haven't paid them.
The pay doesn't always factor.
It's always about the pay. You get what you pay for.
Not, you're going to pay a guy $25 more. He's going to take abuse because he got $25 more. No, I don't believe that.
All you guys have done it up on the board yet. Every one of you guys have abused referees one time or another.
I have. I'll be honest. I have. But let me tell you what. Let me tell you the reason why. I'm going to tell you the reason. I'm going to tell you the reason why.
It's a zero tolerance.
I'm going to tell you that the problem with it is when you have an official.
Knucklehead. You just say anything.
You just do say
No, it's not true.
There's no way you say.
He got thrown out of the game last year.
Stephen Finn.
When you have an official who may not be trained in that de-escalation and almost gets in a war of words with the coaches or the parents, it becomes worse. It escalates things. And sometimes maybe there's a parent or a coach that you can't de-escalate, but you certainly should make every attempt to do so, and you should be trained in the skills.
But it's still going on year after year after year after year. Same people talking. Not saying you're not trying to do
I'll give you an
something.
example of one that didn't escalate. That we were watching a game, and there was a guy who was making some calls that you could call questionable. I think Harvey Cohen was on the sideline when this was happening. And the guy came to the side and he says, you got to start making some better calls. And the guy's response was, I don't get paid enough. Well, that shouldn't be the response to a parent on the side. That only is making things worse.
Yes.
So that's what I'm talking about. The training in terms of helping them along with how to handle that.
Everybody wants their kid to have the edge. And when the kid doesn't have the edge, they get bit.
That's a great point. Conflict resolution. I like that.
I'll give you another example of two different kind of referees. Our dear friend Brian Calenda, right? And whether or not you could say he's a great official, good official, how he calls a game, I can tell you one thing: the guy comes with his hat, his shirt is crisp as anything. He's got his he's got everything perfectly. He's playing the part. Then I see other refs come, they don't even have a shirt. They're throwing a napkin out. You know, they're not prepared. They don't look the part. Looking the part is probably more than 50% of the battle.
There's a men's shop there.
You know,
Maybe you should have parents just do it without even referees. Have somebody from both sides do it.
not that way. The way I'm saying it through other games, I think, is the way to do it.
Listen, just like you watch a lacrosse game, you look at a box score after, there's 30 to 35 turnovers combined in almost every game. That's at college, let alone in a high school game, how many turnovers there are. So kids are making mistakes, players make mistakes. You got to understand that a ref's going to make a mistake. But it's frustrating when you're playing to win a game and a ref makes a bad call and you even want to maybe engage him, not screaming at him, not you say, listen, what did the guy do? And they give you that, like, they don't want to even give you, like, I mean, me, if I was reffing half the time, what I'd say, I probably missed that. I'm sorry. That's all. What does somebody say answer to that?
All right, what do you got here,
Yeah.
Joey?
Great. That's a good one.
If you say this, if I've never continue, listen, I've complained about calls to refs a lot of times in my career. But if a ref said to me, yeah, you're probably right. I didn't see it. I have a good.
I have to tell the story. I have to tell the story though. I got to tell this story because it is a funny official story. So we're playing with Arena Graphics down in Ocean City, and we're playing MR Ducks. They are a very, very strong team. And Rob Scheck of Holman Towson, All-American Team USA, their man down, and he gets a ball and he starts running out of bounds through the like towards the sideline, and he gets launched out of bounds. And he's flying out of bounds. And whose legs does he go into but Harvey's? Harvey standing, maybe older, and Harvey does a 360 flip. Literally, I saw his head go like this, whoop, all the way around, and lands. And everybody's like, "Oh my God!" And they're all tangled up. And Vinny, because the guy was off, they were offsides. Vinny's giving it to the referee, and the referee said, "Let's take it easy." He goes, "Let's just worry about your coach. You know, let's just eat." Which was a good de-escalation method, but at the time he wasn't going for it. He said, "How is me stopping talking to you going to help him?"
Wow, Nassau's winning this game, and the ninth graders here,
That's a
4-3.
tight one.
Wow, they can pull it out here, Joey. What do you think?
We're not going to get a
Still
sweep.
early.
Still very early.
Nassau has to try and save a little face here.
But I have to say something nice about you, Joe. You've been putting a lot of time on Long Island and so many different things that you do, so many different boards that you place, and sometimes you don't look for the recognition. You're a guy that doesn't look for it, but it's great to have you around and doing all the stuff you do.
It's not like he wears a shaman hat, calls himself Mr. Shaman.
Don't worry about it, Vinny.
Or anything
Vinny,
like
stay
that.
in your lane, Vinny. I love you, but
He told me the other day, I don't promote myself. Walks around calling himself Mr.
Yeah,
Shaman,
I-
and he says I don't
because I can do it
Okay.
with the confidence.
Who
You know,
told you? Who told you could do it?
somebody got to keep people in check. I'm the guy.
Oh, all right. He got a new
We
job.
can't wait to get those 10
Keeping
commandments.
everybody-
I can't wait to. We're still.
Metzger's back. Jimmy Metzger.
We have Tommy Kessler.
I know
This is.
Tesla's in my suite now.
That's great. So great.
Jim, sit down.
We're looking for a Nassau win here.
Yeah, I think
We can't get swept today, or at least we're up in this one. These
I don't know.
kids,
I think
going into ninth grade.
going into
They're
that.
pretty good going in. They're pretty
We've
good.
pretty much covered this. We've pretty much covered the gamut. We went from college to the pros to the youth game to the high school. We've done it all.
The referees.
The referees.
Yeah.
No. We'll get it up there.
Gary gave us some Paul gave us.
Oh yeah,
Hey.
yeah. I got a prediction. Nassau's going to win this.
No, it's tight.
You're right, Jim.
Wow, Jim Metzger's predicting now with the 4-3. Got a lot of time here.
I can't believe the way how good these kids play.
I know. The weather held out today too. It's great.
Besides the six,
Awesome.
I mean,
The thing I can't believe is this has been going on since 2009. That's amazing.
What's that?
Showcase.
How long have I been involved?
Oh, good question.
4 years.
I think we've been here.
We've been
Yeah,
here,
doing that
but
one.
you were involved before that, so.
Right. You know, you were helping us.
Yeah. When we ran that farm. I think this is our fourth year
I
here.
think it's our fourth year here.
Yeah.
He's the best.
Thrilled for the
And
kids too.
what an upgrade coming here. It's just, it just really caps off to these kids that we're trying to make them feel special.
Right.
And this is the stadium on the island, so this is the place.
Yeah, thanks,
Jim,
Jim.
you've been
So much to Jim Metzger.
so much. So
Absolutely.
Wow, what a play. Look at this.
Wow.
It is impressive.
See these kids the way they're running. Look at them. They're fast for 90. It's unbelievable. Years ago, that
The
was
size of this kid.
Yeah, they're fast. Fast.
And look at the little guy in the back. Go get him.
Attack!
Attack.
Oh, man.
That's me. Oh, how much you think that kid could weigh?
I know, but Vinny, you weighed about 127.
Going into
It's
the
like-
grade, I was 98 pounds.
Well, his shirt is over
Who's
his
got a
shorts.
case?
That's like when you're wearing it, like where it almost looks like a
Look,
dress.
it's got
That's
that-
great.
Now, years ago, there was a player on one of the Nassau teams that was very short, but he was a good player. Remember? They had a Villanova player that was.
Oh, yeah, Clue.
Oh yeah, you remember him? Oh, he was speedy.
Like
though.
5'4".
You remember how fast he was?
I remember the first time I ever Clue was great. Unfortunately, he had some injuries, but he was some player. He had a change
Hey,
of
Vinny,
direction.
I got a question for
Wait
you.
a minute. Let me
Go
finish
ahead,
about Clue. I
Wait,
scored.
let me hear who scored. Number one?
Yeah, number one. I went to Villanova Princeton game when my nephews were at Princeton, and a guy was behind the goal. They had their warm ups on, and it was the guy Clue, and they're ripping balls, and this guy's like,
How tall?
he was like 5'3",
Yeah.
I don't know. And I said, hey, they got to get that ball boy out of there. That kid's going to get hit with a shot. They said, he's not the ball boy, he's on the team. I said, that kid's on the team. And then first time he got the ball, he ran, he did a stutter step, change of direction. He left the guy standing out there like he was growing roots. He went by him so fast. He was really light and quick.
He was that small, man. Huh?
Oh, he was
yeah,
tiny.
wow.
Tiny.
That's amazing.
And he could play.
Now, this guy, 21, is small. I think he's 20.
Oh,
Why'd you do that to me, my man?
Two of them.
Oh,
They look like eighth graders. They look like
they had
eighth
time.
graders.
That was
Jim, you got to pick that kid to be the alternate all-star kid. Please, you'll make his whole life. The kid will come back 10 years from now. Metzger, you're the guy that picked me.
MVP.
Yeah, you pick him.
Or we give the leadership award. He could win that.
Yeah.
But that's not this.
Hustling its tail off like that.
You can go to head back down.
All right, Joe. Thanks for joining us.
My pleasure.
It's a lot of fun. Thank you,
You
Joe.
guys are awesome, man.
That was great.
Awesome.
Just like to thank Jim
Thank
for
you.
bringing this to the next
Jim
level.
is a king.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
You got it.
everything you
Appreciate
touch
everything
him
you-
we appreciate it.
Thank
Thank
you
you very much.
You guys are great.
All right, guys. Have
Well,
a good
Hey, great job, guys.
You only got one more to go, Hollywood. You only got one more. One more.
Wow.
That's it for the summer.
Oh yeah, this is the half.
For the summer.
And then
Oh, yeah.
we'll keep an eye on those pro league games.
No problem. I'll do that. I'll do that right away.
Keep an eye on Rob. Smalls, you got anything else you wanted to get off your chest? This is your opportunity to do it.
No, it's Metzger Cup for 6 years. I didn't know that. I thought it was shorter than that. You've been doing so
Well,
many
he
things.
said he was involved with it before that.
Unbelievable.
He just moved it to this venue, and look,
The kids appreciate.
we always say this is the mecca to play.
This is the
at,
Mecca. This really
You
is.
gotta love playing here. So they gotta get a big.
Just got to find a way to gain popularity. We just don't.
We're gonna have to get the Prince on the phone though, because the passing up Hofstra, he calls the Prince. We call him the Prince. Is Rabel. So
Yeah,
we're gonna have to get him
why do you
because
do that?
passing on
Why
Hofstra,
do you do
that is the Mecca. I don't know what
And he
the
played
line
here
was.
for the Lizards. This
You
was
know.
his home field, right?
We're gonna have to get it
So
back.
I miss that. This traveling around playing at different
Yeah, I
venues.
mean, look, I played a lot of years. I don't know if I could have played. I don't think I would have played that many years if I had to do that kind of traveling. I was never into traveling like that,
Well, you were traveling anyway, but at least only half of the games.
It's a home,
You gotta
but
throw.
But even when it was traveling, where we go, Boston,
wow.
Philly,
Right.
That's what's pulling away from Suffolk right now.
Well, I'm sure that it has
Oh,
that
it
hurt.
was
So
more
seeing the
great.
nice places, Utah. I mean,
Well,
you're
look,
seeing some nice.
Home
you
team.
get
There's
the
nothing like
hotel.
when the Lizards played here. It was
Yeah, it's
your
nice.
team. I don't know. I think
Look-
you gain. That's how you build momentum, right?
When we played indoors.
That's the son.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, guys.
What number?
He
13.
just ran up. I can't see him now.
When we played indoor, that was a big to do because we all were from the island, so people came to watch us. Then they went a different route.
Yeah, that's a phenomenon I don't know. You guys played in front of 16,000.
Well, not here. We never had that kind of crowd
You
here.
had here.
Billy,
Here we got 12.
12.
We've had close to 13, but when we went to Philly,
That's
or
17,000.
Buffalo,
That's 17,000.
What was that like playing in front of the Dolphins?
Philly was crazy because it seemed like the field was elevated and you heard it, and it's like the guy could be like 5 yards away from you.
Right.
You really couldn't hear each other.
I liked it.
It was
I liked
so
it.
loud.
I liked it because if you made a good play or if you scored a goal, you could quiet the whole crowd down.
Oh
Oof.
yeah.
I enjoyed that.
No,
that was fun.
Those games were unbelievable. But Buffalo used to have a this arena.
Mhm.
We've got to play in the Boston.
The old Boston Garden.
it's the end of the half. Wait, 40.
That's the end of the half. And we're going to
Steve.
wrap it up.
This is a marathon. This has been a marathon.
We're coming back over. We're hungry. We're hungry. You got any food left?
We're gonna get some
Thank you,
food.
George. Thank you.
We'll be back. We're gonna get this up there. Got any suggestions? You could always leave some comments.
So
Make sure you follow.
Yeah, just one last thing I had to say. If you're a college coach out there, or if you're a player, I'll give you a little hint of advice, the greatest advice you ever had. In the next 3 weeks before the summer ends and before you go back to school, contact Vinny Sombrado.
We're gonna make
Steven
this
O'Neill.
happen. We're gonna make it
We'll
happen.
teach you how to watch film,
Yeah,
and we'll teach you new parts of the game,
yeah.
and we'll get you going. All right, signing away.
Let's give us a little music since you don't have the music. Can't you give us a little song? Give us a little song.
Give it a little do-wop. Do-do-do-wop. Do-do-do-do-wop.